when they ask if they can have some time off, even though they're entitled holiday, I fucking resent it because I think you fucking lazy prick. You know, you don't do anything in the office, never mind when you're at home. I mean, it's interesting what you say, because I'd agree with elements of it, but then I also think that what we've just discussed then really highlights how getting the right staff is absolutely crucial, and I guess, you know, that is fundamental to probably everything we'll talk about today and every other aspect of the business. Because, you know, you talk about how productivity dipped, you know, dramatically, or fell off a cliff, and then kind of built its way up to 80-90%. Which, but I think if you've got the right staff, then the productivity of them, whether they're in the office or at home, I was going to say shouldn't differ, but really they should be more productive at home. I mean, I know during lockdown I was a lot more productive because I was doing a lot more hours, because, you know, I didn't have travel time, I didn't have distractions. You know, I've been. It's funny, you know, you talk about distractions of like going to the fridge, or your wife asking you to change the tumble dryer or whatever it may be. So if I go and sit at my desk in the office, you know, people come up to me all day, distracting me, you know, needing me for something, and I never get long bouts of time to get through the things I want to do. So, you know, I was much more productive at home, and I know, you know, certain other members of my staff were more productive at home, but then in the same token, other ones weren't, because, you know, it's an excuse to play with the kids, you know, or it's an excuse to sit in your pajamas or to do whatever. And again, for me, it's not, you know, a representation so much of is it best to have an office or to not have an office, or, you know, does homeworking work. You know, it really takes you back to the fact of, you know, how do you hire the right people? You know what are the right people, and how do you keep those right people motivated? Because, you know, I mean, you know, again, we're not naming names, but, you know, I know that I can think of 5 members of staff right now who I could not check in on for the next, you know, for the next 3 months, and I know that they'd be working 7 days a week, you know, 10, 12, 14 hours a day. I mean, I've got, you know, multiple members of staff where, you know, they'll let's say, can I have this time for holiday, or do you mind if I, you know, take something off at like ridiculously short notice or whatever. And never ever, I almost get to the fact of saying to them, why are you even asking me? You know the answer is always going to be yes. Then I've got probably 10 times as many of that members of staff where when they ask if they can have some time off, even though they're entitled holiday, I fucking resent it because I think you fucking lazy prick. You know, you don't do anything in the office, never mind when you're at home. So I guess, you know, for me, it just all keeps coming back to that how do you hire the right people?